G'day there, I'm Richard Howden from Yarra Valley Wine Growers Association, and I represent all the wineries around the Yarra Valley. We're sitting here in the beautiful Ewing station, having just been up in an aeroplane to have a good overview of what the Yarra Valley has to offer. And whilst up there, it was fantastic to see the Yarra Valley and see really the different undulations, the different aspects, and really get a good idea of what the Yarra Valley has to offer and the different climates and different soil types and that sort of thing, which really makes the Yarra Valley quite a special place. And it's due to a lot of the differences in climate and these differences in aspect that really make the wines that are produced out of the Yarra Valley something that's quite different and, as we think, quite unique in Australia.
When you divide up the Yarra Valley, for instance, there's probably 3 or 4 sub-regions. You know, the Upper Yarra, which is cool and gives you mineral flavours. You've got the middle of the valley, which is a little warmer and coming down the hill a little warmer. You get a bit more savoury, briary characters. And then you've got sort of the valley floor, which gives you richness and weight. So even within this region, there's really 3 quite distinct climatic differences, and you can really pick the differences in the wine that come from the upper, the middle and the valley floor. And that's the same across all regions in Australia.
Would you mind running us through the 4 different soil types that one would find in the Yarra Valley?
Well, the main soil types, being a river valley, obviously there's alluvial soils from the old riverbeds, and that's where we are. We're off the floodplain here, just up on the slopes of Warramate Hills, and this sort of cold stream area, Warramate Hills, right through to Dixon's Creek on the other side of the river. It's all in these alluvial soils with a high clay content, and for us it seems to work well for those full-bodied red varieties. There are some pockets of granitic soils on the other side of the valley, and we certainly take some fruit from those areas. There's not a lot of those soils. The main soils on the southern side of the valley, though, are volcanic soils, and there's rich red volcanic soil, and there's also grey volcanic soil. And the grey volcanic soil tends to give you more intense flavour, more powerful wines, whereas the red volcanic soil gives you very fine tannins. And so where you're quite high up, where those red soils are, it gives perhaps the best sparkling base in mainland Australia. But it also, where you're producing table wine, particularly Pinot Noir out of there, you get these really fantastic velvety soft tannins. And obviously it's ideal for Chardonnay.
Within the valley, there's around about 120 wineries producing wine, or 120 brands that are out there, and then there's probably around about 50 or so more growers in addition to those. So quite a wide range, and also ranging from your really small, family-run, tiny producer through to slightly bigger, and they're not big, but slightly more substantial places like Ewing Station that we're at the moment, de Bortley's and Domaine Chandon and Giant Steps, that are some of the more well-known ones that are getting their products out and about around the world. So it is very diverse and some really interesting different styles of wines that are being produced, and I really think, as far as Australia and where Australia's going is trying to reinvent itself, the Yarra Valley is very much at the forefront of that.
How would you typify Yarra Valley Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, and what would differentiate Yarra Valley Pinot and Chardonnay from the rest of Australia?
Well, Yarra Chardonnay is quite fine and minerally. It's one of the sort of the cooler inland or continental climates, so it doesn't have a lot of maritime influence, sort of particularly in these northern parts of the valley, and so it's quite fine and quite minerally and very, very subtle. You know, Pinot Noir is quite fine as well, also a little bit minerally, but lots and lots of aromatics. Very, very good perfume here. You know, the wines aren't big and robust, they're quite light and elegant, and I think there's sort of, in the last couple of years, there's been a real growing up in terms of you know, the winemaker involvement in Pinot Noir here, where we might not have a lot of colour. You know, in general, the winemakers aren't too concerned about that. They're just trying to preserve and make really beautiful aromatic wine rather than really trying to work hard and extract all the colour and flavour and all of that sort of stuff out of it. So I think that's sort of quite exciting. And Syrah, there is no question that Syrah and the beautiful sort of graphite smells and its ability to handle whole bunches, you know, makes it, you know, quite exciting and quite different and almost European.